Welcome to another week on the vlog. I know last week was kind of a heavy week. We dealt with a lot of big feelings. That's what life is like. This week feels totally different. It's Valentine's week. Okay, let's dive into this week. I have a full slate of stuff this week. Okay, today is Monday. Valentine's Day is on Saturday. And in my mind, the way that I like to think about holidays in general is that by the time the holiday, the actual day of the holiday occurs, that holiday season is finished. It's like the actual day is the closing ceremony, if you will, for that particular holiday. It's really the days leading up to the actual day that are when I am celebrating and doing the things associated with that holiday. Last week, I decorated my home. You cannot see any of the decor from where you are. This is not Valentine's decor. This is just home decor. Pink candles with pink bows. That's how I live my life. This week, I am stepping into all of the hosting and gifting and kind of activity-based stuff that I want to do to celebrate Valentine's with the people I love. Tuesday, tomorrow, I'm driving to Dallas to spend the day with my cousin who's in town from Arkansas, and she is one of my favorite people in the entire world. I rarely get to see her in person, much less just one-on-one. I am so excited to get to see her. I have no idea what we're gonna do. I don't even care. We could sit around and watch paint dry, and I would have the time of my life with her. So that is my day tomorrow. Wednesday is just a work day. Thursday, which is Galentine's dinner. I've never done this. I've always wanted to do it. Then Friday is just a Friday. Friday night, we have a family birthday dinner for Rachel's son. So we're going over there for dinner, which will be fun. And then Saturday is, of course, actual Valentine's Day, which we have already established is the closing ceremony for the Valentine's Day holiday. And by that time, what I love is I will have already executed all of the holiday specific things that my heart desired to execute. So those are the things that I'm looking forward to this week. Craft night on Monday, Dallas with my cousin on Tuesday, Galentine's on Thursday, family birthday dinner on Friday, and Valentine's Inn on Saturday. I'm excited to make it a great week, a great holiday lovey week. One thing about me when I host a party is I am going to set up earlier than I think I need to, just in case there's anything that needs addressing, I have time to solve it. I have set everything up and I like to use Post-it notes to kind of tell me in the moment where I'm going to put stuff. An hour before the party, I will come back in and start executing things, but I'm going to walk you through and show you the setup. All the flowers that I did, you saw me arrange, is just baby's breath in different vases with some ribbon tied around it. And then on this kind of vase where the ribbon wouldn't stay up, I just put a little piece of Scotch tape. Cheapest, fastest, easiest flower arranging I've ever done. So here's the table where hopefully people will be crafting and eating. I'm doing all the food over here on this little inset bar. You can see I've got little notes. It says pizza on where stuff is going to land. This is where the veggie tray is going to go. I have these little chocolate covered strawberries, heart grapes. This is where I'm going to build this kind of Valentine's cheese board. So I have a list of all the things I'm going to put there. And dessert, these cookies and these little Debbie cakes. Over here, let's start over here. Oh, kitten. You cannot craft. No, crafts are not for kittens. Get down. I cleared off my entire island. It usually has quite a lot of stuff on it. And I brought all of the supplies over here. An assortment of paper that's on this little like acrylic plate divider thing. Big spools of ribbon here.
These are card making supplies, envelopes, little bags in case someone wants to bag up a treat. And then I have a caddy here that has Sharpies and glue and staples and Scotch tape. This is our doilies. And then this is a box of like what I would call like trimmings for the bonbon boxes. Heart punch, twine, some little tags, and then just some stickers and die cut hearts. Set up some space for my big paper cutter to cut strips for the different paper chains you can make. Then over here, not very well set up. I'm gonna put the beverages here, and this is not ready to go, but I do have a list here of the things that I need to get out when it's time. And then last but not least, over here, these are the bonbon boxes that people can make. You can come over here and you can pick which candies you want to put in your bonbon box. And so I have some I need to take out of the package at the last minute, but this is the bonbon bar. Little candy corns, M&Ms, the pink marshmallows I made. I really did go for it. I did it all.
Tuesday morning. I am in the car about to drive to Dallas. I have my iced coffee in what may be the cutest plastic cup I have ever seen in my life. I did order these. They are amazing. But before I get on the road, I wanted to debrief about craft night last night. Craft night could have not gone any better. I think it was the perfect combination of a lot of different factors. And I want to say this is not the first time I have hosted something like this, but I think it is the first time that I have hosted something like this and nailed certain components that make it a success. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. Just to bottom line this for you, I think the secret to a good craft night is keeping the crowd small. We had 7 people, technically 8, but one person came and then left, and then another person arrived after that person had left. So there were 8 individuals, but there were only 7 people there at a time. Any larger, and that would have like split into probably 2 conversation groups, 2 craft groups. 8 people could stand around my island and craft, and we all talked. And I just kept thinking, this is the perfect size. So it felt like a party without it being a big party that split into several smaller parties. It really was helpful to have a central location where everybody could do the paper crafts. It helped for everyone to have access to all the supplies. I thought people were going to go get their supplies and take them back to the table, and that would not have worked. There wasn't room for that, and that's just not how it lent itself to work, because you could be standing there working on a little bonbon box and be like, ooh, I like what you're doing. Let me have that trim. And someone could hand it to you. So that was key. The food was so fun. Snack dinner was the way to go. And then it helped for this particular kind of craft night that I sort of had a program. I had a direction. I had an example of 4 different crafts that everyone could make and a few variations on those. I did samples beforehand, which not only gave people a visual to look at, but also I kind of gone through the process of troubleshooting some of the things, like, hey, it works better if you lay your twine out first and then fold the doily over it, or the longer strips work better for the heart garland, and blah, blah, blah. So it was helpful that I had made some samples and we had a program. So people weren't just walking in like, wow, look at all this stuff. What am I supposed to do with it? It was like, you can do whatever you want. Here are the 4 things that I planned on us making. It went much longer than I anticipated in the best way possible. It started at 6:30. Everyone arrived on time. We ate first, and then we started crafting. People stayed till 10:30. 10:15 we were cleaning up. I think that's the sign of a good party, when people don't want to leave. apart from the success of the crafts and the food and the setup and the like kind of like checking all the boxes, there was something tangible about last night. There was something there that is really difficult to get anywhere else. It is the person-to-person community, the tactile, engaging kind of evening where you're using a part of your brain that very rarely gets used in the digital age. You're using your hands to craft something. You're thinking about what you want to make. You're laughing, you're talking. Like, it was a full connective sensory experience, and it was really nourishing. We would have had a great time if we just sat around the table and talked. But the added layer of doing something tangible with our hands and like engaging in a project independently, but as a group, there's something there. I think perhaps the most enigmatic thing about it is the fact that you can't scale it. It's almost like the magic inherent in what I experienced last night is dependent on keeping it small. That may not sound like a really important sentence to anyone other than me, but something about that feels really important. So my wheels are turning. I'm excited to explore that as a concept. I'm also excited to plan another craft night and make this a regular thing. All in all, full success. Craft night was amazing. And I'm hitting the road to go to Dallas to hang out with my cousin. Last night was Galentine's. We had the best time. There were some things that stood out that I think are worth noting. 5 people. I made a deliciously simple menu. I used the leftover beet dip from craft night with some colorful vegetables. I made shrimp scampi with angel hair pasta, winter greens salad with a vinaigrette, baguette with butter and salt, and then I bought dessert. I was gonna make affogato. I decided I didn't want to mess with it. I think I'm gonna make one for myself tomorrow night for Valentine's night here at home. So the size of the group, I think, contributed to the intimate overall connective feeling of the evening, which is what I wanted. And then the other thing that I loved is I lit so many candles, turned off most of the main lights, and we did everything by candlelight. It was a really, really spectacular evening. No major crash outs this week. Feels like a win. But you know what? The week is not over. Who knows? A crash out could be waiting right around the corner. I'm ready. I am always crash out ready. Just kidding. I'm not making light of that. I mean, I am making light of it, but it's okay to crash out, as we learned last week. Let's go enjoy a baseball-themed birthday family dinner. Sounds about right.